This episode is brought to you by the Roxbury Urban Dive Bar, located at 1743 Grafton Street, right on the corner there of Grafton, right across from the Scotiabank Center. Make sure to hit up Roxbury before a Moosehead game. You'll get a lot cheaper drinks, cheaper food than what you'll pay in there at the Scotiabank Center. At the Roxbury, $5 food all day, all night. You cannot beat that. They have a DJ 7 nights a week. On Sunday night, consider it Sin Sundays. That is an industry night. $3 shots and $6 doubles, $5 pints. Prices like that you cannot beat downtown Halifax. Wednesday night, consider it 90s night. The Boozy Brunch, $5 food, $15 pitchers of Caesar. That is a weekend special. Whenever you're hungover, get in there, get some brunch, $5 food, $15 pitchers of Caesar. That is a great bang for your buck. And remember, when you are supporting the Roxbury, you are directly supporting the High Button. So make sure to get into the Roxbury, get some food, get some drinks, get some good service, and you'll be all right.
All right, we're going.
Boom. Perfect.
Welcome back. I shouldn't say welcome. Well, I should say welcome back because you were on the locals.
Yes, and did the fashion week with you. And then,
you got to speak into it. I'm sorry.
What's up?
Just pull it closer to you. Yeah, you're
good
right
right there. Cool.
Because some people they'll talk into it.
It's like I'm kissing the mic. Yeah, no.
You got to be there. So
all
this is a welcome back.
Yeah, I guess so.
This is like
well, it kind of sparked from I messaged you because there was one day at the shop where I did the fashion week, and then I think it was 2 weeks ago, there was 5 people I didn't even know come in, and they're like, I gotta ask, are you the one from High Button Fashion Week?
No way.
Yeah, man, I'm not even joking.
5 people.
5 people in one day. It was the only day that this has happened, and all 5 were just and I'm not even exaggerating, one was in Jen's chair, there was 2 or 3 in Joel's chair, and by the end of it, Joel was just giving it to me, just razzing me, right? Just,
it's crazy.
Hallie famous, whatever going on, but yeah, man, so...
that was a great video, man. You were very good. The first one you did, I was kind of skeptical.
Yeah.
But then the second one, third one, it was an amazing experience for...
I forget that the camera's there after a couple,
but
I guess.
The first one, you do think it's there.
Oh, man,
you're thinking of
100%. And you're thinking everyone's, I don't know, you overthink it, I guess. And that's my biggest weakness, I guess.
Man, that was
overthinking.
The first time I ever did it. I remember just being so nervous and not being myself and just overthinking. Okay, wait, people are gonna see this.
Well, yeah, people see you with a camera, and I don't know. It's kind of hard to forget that everyone's looking at you, I guess, because everyone's oh, you must be a big deal, and it's well,
it's an illusion.
Yeah, it's an illusion.
Do you want to hear a funny story about that? So we're at the Greek Fest once, and we're doing. Did you see that video?
I might have, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay, so we're at the Greek Fest.
Yeah,
and we're filming.
Yeah,
we get there probably around noon. So it's busy. There's people. There's food going around. We get there with the camera, microphone. We walk in there. We're welcomed with open arms. Oh, welcome. Who are you? The High Button. No one really knows who the High Button is at that point.
Yeah.
And okay, well, whatever. Yeah, if you want to come around, do you want some free food? Do you want to do this? Would you like to do that? Everything. Yes, thank you so much.
Stuff.
Thank you very much. So we do the video. We're probably there for an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I go home, shower, change, come back 5 hours later for the party at nighttime.
Yeah.
I walk in. I'm talking to the same people I was talking to with the camera.
Oh, and
they don't know who I am.
Oh, okay.
I walk up to them. Hey, how you doing? Good to see you, Justin. What? Excuse me?
Yeah.
No idea who I am.
No.
It's an illusion.
It is an illusion.
How's your experience out in Moncton with it?
Well,
just in general. I know you've been shooting in the city.
Yeah. So, I guess for everyone that doesn't know, we're working. Me and my buddy Matt Burden, HFX Drifter.
I was gonna say,
you gotta put in the plug.
Yeah.
are working on a project. So I've been doing guest spots, and I've been. Right now I'm 27, so I'm young, and so I feel right now the vacation time that I take, I don't want to. Go away to a retreat and sit down and then come back to reality. Mine's more of going and seeing somewhere else and then also taking in another shop. So I've been doing for the last couple years, I've been to Toronto, Calgary, Newfoundland wasn't the last one I went on. And so I go to these shops, I hang out with the barbers, I work at the shop, and then the other 3 days I kind of just play tourist, and just go around, check the place out. So every time I've done that, I've been man, this would make a good series,
Absolutely.
So all the things that I like, barbering, tattoos, and good food. And
I was gonna say, you got to mix in food.
Man, definitely. So I well, I didn't even approach Matt with this idea. It just kind of like, we were going to go talk about another idea I had, where I wanted him to film. And so I cut his hair beforehand, and I'm cutting his hair, and he kind of like, you know, where do you see yourself in a couple of years type thing. And I don't even know if he was like asking me that, but like, that's how it came out. And I told him that, you know, I would like to travel and I would like to create a series about it. And, you know, and there's all these chefs like, you know, Matty Masson or like Anthony Bourdain, like all these guys that like have these series where it's like focused around food. So my idea was like, you know, focus it around barbering and then include tattoos and food. And so when I told him the idea, I didn't even realize that he was like, damn, I want to do this, you know? And I've kind of approached other videographer buddies about it, but they're all working full time and have other things that they have to do, right? And when I originally thought about it, it was just one clean trip right across the country, right? But it kind of over time worked out to being just Matt coming with me.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I got to sneeze.
Yeah, it's all good. So, yeah, so essentially now Matt's coming along, and he's going to capture the series, I guess. So we did a Halifax one. That's the pilot. We, you know, did some stuff at Oddfellows, the shop I'm working at, and then also hung out with my buddy Corey Murphy from Sailor Bups and a few other things. And like we don't have anything like we don't have the first episode done yet or any of that. But then this past weekend we went to Moncton, and so that was the first time, you know, going somewhere else and being like, all right, we need to get the content, we need to do all this. And like, we planned it out, but I feel like it's going to be one of those things that like every time we go on a trip, we slowly realize more stuff.
Yeah. Well, it's a learning experience.
But like, it is definitely. And so like, I guess the original question, you were like, how was that? Like, how was it with the camera? And it's like, when I first got there, you know, I feel like a jerk. I feel like a dick when I have someone pointing a camera in my face, but over the time, you know, you learn that you got to do that. You got to just forget that everyone else might be looking. It's like that's what's going to hold you back from creating stuff, you know, like worrying about what other people are, you know, thinking or throwing out jokes. Like we went to the farmer's market up in Moncton, and, you know, we're walking around, he's following me with the camera, and every once in a while I'm turning around and saying a couple things. I got a mic on and everything, and like a lady was like, oh, this guy must be a big shot, he's got a camera crew. And it's like,
that doesn't mean you're a jerk off, though.
No,
you know?
I know it doesn't, but like it's hard not to feel like that, I guess. But like I'm getting over it, and like so far so good. Like we haven't had.
The way I look at that situation is every time I go out and I do something is whenever I'm watching TV or I'm watching something on the internet or I'm watching anything in general, someone has to create content in order for people to watch it. Like, you know, when people say there's two types of people in this world, there's people that entertain and then there's people that watch. I don't believe in that two types of people. There's millions of types of people in the world, but for a situation that you and I are in right now, two types of people in the world. There's people that make it and there's people that watch it. And when it comes back to the whole jerk off, he's a prick with the camera and microphone. Fuck that.
Who does this guy think, you know, he is?
Who cares?
It's like, I don't think I'm something special, but like I'm gonna, you know, do the things that I wanted to do. Like I've wanted to do this, and why wouldn't I, you know, like we got one more trip planned for Charlottetown in the 7th and 8th of December. And so with that one, you know, I'm more comfortable with the camera, just the same as like this last trip I went up into this barbershop, Handsome Devils. The owner Ryan Brown, and like there's two guys that I went to barber school with, JD Cool and Carl McKenzie. So like going there, I was super comfortable, right? Because it's like a couple buddies, you know? So like when I first walk in, I don't want to step on people's toes because I've never worked at Handsome Devils, right? So getting to see how Matt can capture those moments, and how people in my chair are usually like, it's like, hey man, do you mind if, you know, we get a little film and audio going here? And everyone's like, I was worried that some people were like, no, I don't want that. But most people were like, yeah, man, sounds awesome, you know?
That's a skill set, being able to approach someone and make them feel comfortable on camera. That's what I feel about, who's the guy there that does the Made in America, and he makes those politicians look like idiots. He was Borat.
Well,
what's his name? Scars. The thing I hate about this also is that people are listening and they know the name, but we just can't think of it.
I know, man.
What's his... Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, there we go.
That's a skill set, making people feel comfortable on camera. If you think about it, he made a politician pull his pants down and do what he did.
Yeah, man.
You know, that's if you're. I'm not saying that what you did. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that's a skill set. Cut your hair here and then
no. Next thing you know, you're like streaking through the streets or something.
But yeah, man, it's a skill set. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. No, man. So it's fun though. So like I feel. Just even now looking forward to Charlottetown, it's like I feel more confident going into the barbershop and like just, you know, talking with the people and forgetting that the camera's on, because it's only the first little bit. And like even like just like stuff like doing the fashion week and like like right now, like this kind of stuff, it's like it all becomes
one thing. And like
it's just eventually I feel like if you do it enough, just like everything else, it becomes something that, you know, you don't even think about. And that's where that's the main thing for me, is just forgetting that there's a mic or there's a camera. Or
the truth of it is that people are good at some things. Some people want to be doctors, some people are meant to be lawyers, some people are meant to be, you know, gas station convenient clerks. There's just different things in the world that people are good at, and people like you and I, it's just being comfortable on camera and with a microphone.
But I definitely wasn't at first. Like you brought up the local and the locals when you did that. I remember, you know, I was living with Jeff Power and you were living with Kevin, and that's how it got linked up, because I saw that you did one with Quake, and I watched that episode and I was like, damn, I want to do this, right? And then I remember going to your house. It was in your kitchen with a table, and you made it, you set it up so it was
shot it with an iPhone. That phone right there.
And I was nervous. I was so nervous doing that. And that was like, I don't even know.
Isn't it funny?
It's funny looking back. Like I don't know, probably like 3 or 4 months ago I watched it again just to like see what it was like, and it's like, holy, like night and day, man. It's like slowly becoming more comfortable with this stuff. And
I love seeing other people's projects start out from where they were when they started to where they are now.
And that's,
you know, I love the fact that when I started the locals, it was with this phone. Now I'm onto a camera, and then one day I'll be on a $10,000 camera. I love watching the process. I think people are very, you know, they need it now. They need it now. They need it now.
And that's the thing, is people don't see the work that's put into something, you know, and they only see like the finished product. So that's what I keep telling myself, is that like, you know, we're planning out all this stuff and maybe things aren't going 100% right, which nothing bad's happened yet, but people are going to see the final product. And just even having, you know, our goal is 8 episodes right now. And
how long per episode?
Well, it's all on Matt's hands, like 15-20 minutes. Is like 15-20, and if he can do any longer, that'd be cool. Like something that will like keep people entertained, but at the same time, I don't know, like
that's the thing though with people's attention span.
I know, that's it.
You got to keep it real good.
So he said for the first 2 episodes he wants to do 15, but like for the Charlottetown episode we're looking at a little bit longer, I think. But now that we kind of got the idea of how a trip works, we're gonna plan some stuff, more touristy stuff. Like, you know, I don't know.
The good thing about the internet is, and what you want to do, is that people have done it before, and you can learn from people's mistakes. So you can watch what you like, and then pick from that what you like and what you don't like, and then apply it to yourself.
And follow the template of what's kind of done. And it's like, obviously you start with that template, but then you're like, I don't really like you're saying, you don't really like this, or you don't like that, or you want something different, you know, you throw it in there, and so it works out. I don't know. I was saying to Matt, it's funny because after the trip, it's like I had a great trip, I had a fun time, but it's weird that I'm more excited to see the trip than I was to actually live it, which I, you know, take a breath and live in the moment, right? But at the same time, you know, this is something I wanted to do, so it's gonna be cool.
Man. It seems like you're happy about it. That's awesome.
And that's it. So we'll see where it goes, and you know.
Well, I hope it works out, man.
Yeah, that's it.
So where did you grow up at? Like, we know each other, we don't know each other. Where did you grow up?
Yeah, so I grew up outside Truro, Hilden, which is, everyone's like, oh, you grew up outside Truro, Bible Hill? I'm like, no, it's the other side. So when you're driving on the highway and you get to Brookfield, in between Brookfield and Millbrook, it's Hilden. There's no off-ramp.
How many people live there?
Oh man, I don't know. I'm bad at these questions.
So what do you do when you're younger to like to stay? You must have gotten a lot of trouble.
No, man.
What do you guys do?
I don't know. I think because I lived there, I stayed out of trouble.
Interesting.
Because especially at the age where I was a little rebellious, you know, junior high school.
The most rebellious age.
Yeah, most rebellious, you know. But like especially high school, like grade 10 and 11, I wasn't going to parties and stuff like that because I had to get a drive into town, right? And that's so I went to Brookfield, which is one way, and then switched to CEC, which only a couple students will go from Brofield to CEC.
Okay.
And in high school, because it's tier 1 instead of tier 2 sports.
What does that mean, tier 1? Oh, sports wise.
Yeah, sports wise. Okay. So like I like basketball, football. Played volleyball too, but I ended up I ended up just playing basketball by grade 12. But
okay.
So I switched over to CEC. So essentially Churros where I grew up, but I don't know.
You took the trip into the city a lot?
Not overly.
When did you move to Halifax?
4 years ago.
4 years ago?
No, I wouldn't even say that much. 3.5 years ago, I guess. It was like I finished barber school in February of. Oh man, I got my dates wrong, but whatever. 3 years ago, I guess.
So how'd you like barber school?
Oh man, barber school was dope.
Did they mix it with women too? Is it women and men?
Well,
or is that different, like hairdressing
like
school?
It's style specific,
okay.
not gender specific. So
yeah, that was it.
Boom, yeah. I know. I always.
I gotta watch myself now.
Oh, buddy, why do you think I know. Yeah, but it's barber style haircut, short style haircut.
Barber style haircut.
Yeah, so I could probably do something like below the ears, like slightly, but like I wouldn't pretend to know how to do long style haircuts. Like I didn't learn that in school. I did straight razor shaves. Even in school, it was mostly clipper work, that kind of stuff. But it was just one of those things that like I went to university and didn't like it. Dropped out. Thought I was just going to be working my way up in a business, and then I cut my buddy's hair, got all stoked about being a barber, and then was going to sign up for cosmetology and realized, no, this is not what I want to do. So I took marketing, finished that, moved back to churro, took rec, and then after that was done, I was like, man, what am I supposed to do? Yeah. And it led me to barbering, and like I always wanted to barber. Like I remember being, in grade 12 on the basketball team, and guys would come in fresh cuts, and I'm like, they're talking highly on their barber, and they're like, he killed it this time, this is awesome cut, I feel so good, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, damn, imagine being in a barbershop all day just hanging out with your buddies, like people playing chess in the corner, and like freaking that's old style shop.
Do you think that is being lost in today's generation?
I don't know. There's like,
okay, I'll give you an example. I was at a barbershop maybe 4 years ago, and I forget that it was right above bitter end. Okay. And everyone was on their phones. And there was a woman there, she got upset, like, guys, put your phones down, let's talk.
Boom. Yeah.
Do you think that's
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're there to communicate. I don't know. Yeah, exactly. And like for me, like you go to the bar and you're hanging out with people, right? And you start having drinks and you get more social, right? But with a barbershop, it's like it's almost the same social aspect without the alcohol.
But they did serve alcohol, which was awesome, by the way.
Did they?
Oh, but they got shut down.
Okay, so this is a long time ago.
Long time. Yeah.
Okay.
4 years ago. I think.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's one thing I like about the podcast is that you just kind of put your phone away for an hour and you sit down and have a conversation.
I know.
I enjoy that.
But like, I guess barbering died out for a while because barbers were, didn't keep up with the education, and it kind of switched from being like, you have to get a short style haircut to being like, I can be my own person. And if I want a long haircut, I'm going to have long hair, right? It's kind of like the rebellious, like, stick it to the man type thing, right?
That was an issue within barber school?
No, not in barber school. Like, I'm talking barber history. Like, so it died out for a while, right?
Wow.
So it was more like the 70s, 80s, people started growing their hair out. And it was like, instead of being like that military style cut that your father's father would have told him to get, he was like, no, I'm going to get long hair, and smoke weed and get long hair.
Isn't that interesting how the length of your hair can determine what kind of person you are?
Well,
there are stereotypes.
There is, but I would say that it was definitely way bigger back then. And
yes.
I guess some barbers didn't want to switch because they still had that old mentality. So, now it's kind of at the point where, men can, or, people with short style haircuts can have, real short, or they can grow their hair long. You don't have to go to a barbershop. You don't have to go to a hair salon, right? So I would say that what's being done now is kind of like a hybrid between the two, which, we still do the straight razor shaves, keep the traditional cuts alive type thing. And like people still love it. But at the same time, you don't have to get that. And maybe it's whatever the trends are, so just like, you know, you don't have to have a short style haircut. You can have a long style haircut. It doesn't matter. So to keep, I don't know, just to keep barbering going, I think people need to keep educating themselves on hairstyling, I guess, because barbering, to me, I don't know, everyone has their own opinion. Barbering is like, you know, taking tools and like following steps to get to a certain point. But with the way that hairstyling is, they got it down to a science, man. They like, you know, holding your fingers at this angle and like using this product
on Instagram. I'll see people light their hair on fire and then and then put
I don't know about that one though, but yeah.
But you know, have you seen those videos?
I've seen those videos. Everybody, oh man, I get tagged in those all the time. It's like, oh, do you offer this one? It's like, no, I don't offer that.
That's crazy.
I won't cut your hair with an axe either, but
they have it down to a science.
They got it. Well, even like just like hairstylists and like, I don't know, certain people in like certain aspects of barbering, they got it down to a science. And there's books now, you know, like I don't know, there's more than just knowing how to do a side part or knowing how to do a pump, you know.
What's the difference between a guy that cuts hair for, you know, an NBA player, he's $200 a haircut, to the $25 haircut? What's that difference?
Reputation,
like word of mouth, like this guy knows how to fucking cut hair.
Yeah, that's it. Years of practice. Like I've only been cutting hair for 4 years, so like really when it comes down to it, what do I know about barbering, you know, except for the stuff that I've read or I've learned over the 4 years that I've been in it, you know. Is
it a long learn as you go process? Like in school, can they really teach you?
Oh man, like honestly, in school they teach you that you do know how to cut hair and that that you can do it type thing, and then you get yourself all worked up and you think that you're good at it, and then kind of as you work, you realize, you know, shit, I got a lot to learn.
Do you find it's important to hold a conversation when you're cutting someone's hair, or do you find it okay to let silence go by?
Oh man, I don't like the room silent. Some people do. Some people want that super quality with no conversation, and some people want conversation and they would give up quality, which I would like to meet, you know,
in the middle.
Well, yeah, I guess that's a bad way of putting it, I guess, but like I would like to give quality cuts and quality conversation, because like there's been moments where people have said some crazy shit in my chair, and it's like
what?
Damn.
Like what? Get some. I need some stories. Give me something.
Oh man,
you don't have to name names. Just
no, like I don't know, like just guy comes in. He's, you know, this is a bad one, I guess, because it's not all about stuff like this either. Like, you know, he's like questioning his marriage or something, and he's talking to me about it, and you know, I'm giving him like these, I'm feeding him, what do they call it, like just like, oh man, you know, plenty of fish in the sea type shit.
You're like a psychologist.
I'm not saying that, but like, yeah, exactly, but like I'm 27 and single, and I don't know how to keep it, I don't know how to keep a relationship going, man. Like fuck. So like what am I telling him, you know? Like I'm not a professional at that, so he's telling me all this stuff, and I'm like, you know, walking him through or having a conversation, but it's just two people talking, you know? So, and I feel like a lot of people have a lot of respect in their barber, because they don't, you know, it's hard to trust someone with your hair, right? Because that's, it's how you're gonna look for the next little bit, you know? And so it's a weird bond that you create with these people that you might not hang out with all the time. So, you know, just
you have to
open up and let me know some things that sometimes I'm like, damn. And luckily, no one's told me anything to make me accomplish in any you know.
Yeah, next week some guy comes in, listen, man, I killed someone last week, all right?
Not that far yet.
I'll get a one on the side, though.
Yeah, damn.
But I feel like bartenders have that same issue.
100%, but man, I would imagine, I don't know, a couple shots going.
You know, Tommy Nicholson, he used to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
He was a bartender out in BC.
Okay.
And he said that he was a bartender and part-time psychologist.
Yeah.
People would just come to him with, you know, they lost $1,000 last night gambling, homeless people, drug addicts.
Yeah, and
just
that's it.
People would just come in and rant.
Yeah, well, that's it. And people got me for a half hour, so like I'm listening, and
there's a lot of people that don't, you know, there's a lot of people that talk in this world and no one really listens.
Yeah.
So whenever they have an opportunity for someone to listen, they're going to take advantage of it.
And then there's other people that just want to come in and, you know, hear me talk. And it's like, you know, I don't know. Sometimes I catch myself talking, like people feeding me, like, you know, to keep going. What have you been up to? And then I'm like, oh, you know, well, what have you been up to? Not much, man. But how is this? And, you know, and they
but you must like that.
I do, but at the same time, I've been trying to stay conscious of that,
but why is that a bad thing?
I don't know.
Why is that a bad thing to talk about yourself if someone wants to know?
I guess, yeah, as long as they want to know, I guess. I just got to make sure that
I see what you're saying. So you're trying to read the energy with the person to make sure that they're comfortable with you talking about yourself.
Well, I guess so. I don't know. It's
because trust me, when I'm sitting,
like, piece it together in my head right now. I just mean, like, we're there, we're there to do more than just cut your hair. We're there to listen. We're whatever, right? So instead of, like, some people might come in, I'm goofing around, or like having a day where I'm like, just like one-liners or whatever. Yeah. And, maybe sometimes I just got to, like, ease back and see how the person's doing.
That's interesting.
But at the same time, people do book with me. So it's like, if you're in my chair, then
you're doing something right.
There's a reason. Yeah. There definitely is moments where I cut people's hair and they come back and they keep coming back. And I'm like, this guy doesn't talk the whole time. He's got an angry look on his face, and, like, I don't know what it is about this that he likes. He must like the haircut because, like, I don't know. But that happens slim to none.
If you offer a good product, you don't have to be friendly, man.
I guess.
Like, if you stay friendly, I know. Yeah. But in business, if you offer a good product, you don't have to be nice. You don't have to be polite. You don't have to suck up to anyone. Yeah. It would be nice in your 100%. Profession. But,
and, like, I'm not sucking up, but, like, at the same time,
I had a question about barbering. Why do some barbers turn you away from the mirror when you're cutting your hair?
So there's a bunch of different reasons. So if you turn someone away from the mirror and you're doing a fade, you can use the mirror behind you to look at it, so it doubles the distance, because when you're standing right beside someone, you can only see so much, right? So when, like, your eyes to the person's head, that's as far away as you're looking. But so you might not see any lines in the haircut,
but they do.
But if you look in the mirror behind you and use that doubles the distance. Okay. So that's like someone across the street, right? So if you see someone from across the street and you're like, damn, that's not a blurry fade. And then you see them up close and you're like, oh, I guess it's,
Oh, is that why?
So that's why, is one reason. That's what people say. But then I don't know. I like the idea of facing people away from the mirror, because then it's not just a one-on-one conversation. It's the whole room's opened up. So, like, if everyone faces out, then everyone's facing the middle of the room.
Oh.
So that's another reason why I do it. But, like, it definitely became a bad habit for me, and I've realized that you should at some points face your person towards the mirror, because you can use the mirror to, when you're pulling the hair up and like elevating above the head, you can see it in the mirror, and it also does the same thing as like turning them away and looking at it for fades. So that's what, but, like,
I've always liked to face the mirror when I get my hair cut.
Do you?
I do. Because then I like to, like, I don't want to offend you, because I won't offend you by saying this, but
it takes a lot.
Yeah, but as you go on with the haircut, maybe you could just be like, you know what, just a little bit more on the top until you have to wait till the very end.
But I'd rather it at the end, man, honestly.
Would you?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's
and, like,
fair.
But I don't know. It would be annoying if, like, someone was like, oh, well, a little shorter on top.
I see what you're saying.
But, like, at the same time, there's different ways to do every haircut. And sometimes, if someone wants, one at the bottom, that's what everyone would like. You'd come in and say, can I get a 1, or a 2 or a 3? But, like, do people actually know, other than barbers, like, what a 1, 2, or 3 is, So you're cutting someone's hair and they ask for a 1 on the bottom, but you took it down to, like, something that's close to a 3 or a 4, right? Which is a longer. Yeah. Then you taper it down to a 1 and it looks better on their head. But they see you going in, they're like, oh, well, can you go a little shorter? And it's like, buddy, I just started.
Have you ever had a situation where someone wasn't happy with their haircut and there was nothing you could do?
3 weeks into cutting hair, I had this guy come in and he wanted to let me know that he's been a hairstylist for over 25 years, right? Sits down in my chair. He's got a stupid ass undercut, just, like, super long on top when that was the thing, the Fury look, but, like, he didn't pull it off well. Some people do. And so he comes in and he starts telling me how to do the haircut section in here, do this, do that. And I'm like, so I turned him away from the mirror and he kept peeking behind his shoulder, right? And then he started pointing at stuff and being like, hey, are you going to fix this? Are you going to fix this? And I was like, dude, I just started this. And by the end of it, my whole body, I was like, I'm going to, like, I thought we were gonna square up. I was pissed, man. Like, and obviously I'm not that type of dude at all, but my whole body, like, I was like the Human Torch. I was just like, flame on, like, pissed. My whole body just through the roof. I was just like, this guy is, oh, man.
You should have knocked him out.
No, man.
Fuck it.
No, I will never in the barbershop. But so eventually, like, him and I just started getting into, like, I don't know, I got short with him and I was starting to get irritated. And then finally, by the end of it, he stood up and he said, I'm done here. And I was like, wow.
Did he pay?
He went and paid, and I told him not to. I was like, no, don't pay. And then he left. And then I was like, what the fuck? This is 3 weeks into working. Like,
what time of day was this for?
Oh man, this was like near the end of the day.
Oh,
and so the next day he comes in and he talks to my boss at the time, and he walks into my boss's office, and he's like, I need to talk to someone. He's like, who do you want to talk to? He's like, anybody that will listen. He's like, okay, we'll sit down. And he's doing payroll too, so he had to change what's on his screen. And he's like, what? And the guy told him, that guy, shouldn't be working here. He's not a good barber, all this stuff, right? And so by the end of it, my boss was like, you know what, listen up, man. He's like, I don't want to tell you how to run your business. That's what the guy said to him. He's like, listen up, you're not going to tell me how to run the business, because when you walk out, because you'll be leaving here in a couple seconds, you're going to notice a bunch of awards. So obviously I'm doing something right. And Jeremy just started. He 2 or 3 weeks out of barber school. So, he's new to it. He knows what he's doing. What do you want changed? And the thing that the guy wanted changed about the haircut was something that he wouldn't even let me. He just didn't let me do my thing. And you just got to let me do my thing. You tell me what you want. Show me a picture if you want. Make sure that, the picture that you show me is actually what you want, or, that you explained it. And some people aren't good at explaining it, but that's what consultation at the beginning of it's all about. We walk through what we're going to do. And it doesn't matter how I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to it the way that I will do it, So eventually, he got the back of his neck cleaned up, and then he left. And then I saw the guy like 2 or 3 weeks later, and he had the exact same haircut that I was on my way to give him. He wanted some shitty undercut, nothing good about it. And
I'm happy. Yeah, I'm happy you explained that to me then.
Yeah.
Wait to the end.
Well, that's it. Not like, I don't know. Like when they're cutting your hair, if you notice something that maybe you would like shorter, or if you don't think that you really explained it, maybe just run it by them. But don't point at something and be like, can we go shorter here? It's like, because if they're not done, they might not be done.
Whenever I hear about people like you just described, I desperately want to see what their home life and what their parents are like.
And that's it, man. Because there was more to it. Like, it's not just like, there was nothing I did wrong, and that's what I had to tell myself. Obviously, you get people all the time that like, they want something changed, right? And they might have got home and realized something, and it's like, okay, come back, and they come back. But it's the person that like doesn't come back and wants to shoot off about it, But like, it hasn't happened a lot, I'd probably say like less than a handful,
There's not a bone,
but like,
there's not a bone in my body that would, if I did get a bad haircut, I would just say, hey man, do you just mind like just doing this really quickly? If someone did give me a bad haircut, I would never say, man, this is a bad haircut. I would just walk out and be like, hey, thank you for your time.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. And then like, just go to another person.
I don't know. And that's it. But
like, why?
Go back to the same person. If you feel like something's not done right, message that person, give them a second chance,
Really?
I would say, man,
okay.
Well, I don't know, because you're not gonna learn if you let someone go. If you let a client go and they're not happy with the haircut and they never let you know, then you're gonna think you did it fine, right? And you're not gonna learn that way. And I feel like a lot of people need to learn,
that's an interesting perspective that you have, that if you give someone a second chance, then they'll be able to learn. Because if you don't give them the second chance, they're not going to learn anything.
In hairstyling,
in
haircut,
but
sometimes people don't deserve a second chance.
Sometimes that guy that you cut, I don't think so.
No, man. But it's like, it was one of those things. And like, I guess I have a client that opened up a new restaurant in Halifax. And,
what's it called?
Well, it's the Exchange.
Plug away. Oh,
the Exchange, yeah.
On Hollis?
Yeah, man.
Exchange on Hollis.
So, and everyone I talk to loves the restaurant, right? And so he's sitting in my chair and we're talking, and so we were kind of going on about, people that review in person and people that review online. And so he says, day in, day out, there's plenty of people that come up and they're like, I love this place. It looks great. Food was amazing, bartender was amazing, all this stuff, right? But the people that are giving 5-star reviews in person aren't going online and giving a 5-star review. You know what I mean? Most people. And so when you have someone that doesn't like something, so most of the time they're not going to come up to you and say, hey, I didn't like this. They'll just go straight to the internet.
What would you rather?
And that's,
in person?
100%. You're not going to learn, and you're not going to be able to fix it. What do you think you're going to get from writing a 1-star review on Yelp?
Nothing.
you're just gonna look like a freaking.
Well, most people are pussies and don't want to say anything to their face, and I have that
idiot. Yeah,
I'd have that problem too. It's an uncomfortable feeling, especially when there's other people sitting in the barber shop. You don't want to make that person feel bad.
And that's fair. And if you do want to leave, that's fine. But I don't know, man. Everyone's got Instagram. Everyone's got a number to the barber shop. Just give a call. Like,
call. I like the call.
You can fix. It's easily fixed. most of the time.
Yeah.
And like what seems like a big problem might not be.
What's the key to longevity in a barber shop? Is it just consistency of the people cutting hair?
Yeah.
Is it the customer service? Is it the pricing? Is it?
I would say it's the customer service and
just lower the mic just a little bit. Sorry, it's all good.
Yeah. So
good.
That's good.
That's good. Yeah.
All right. Customer service definitely a big thing. Quality of the haircut too. Educating yourself on like new trends and also understanding that you're not the best. That you aren't given the best haircut in Halifax or wherever you're from. You're not that person. You're never gonna be. Because some people. What is the best haircut? They might have the most quality or the blurriest fade or like the freshest. It doesn't matter though. Some people want that conversation, some people want that. So how do you justify, being
the best?
Yeah, exactly. So I would say that. And I also think that like pricing's a big thing too, that I think, there's a lot of people trying to undercut what's being done, and I don't know, quality isn't always the cost, just because you're going to pay more doesn't mean that you're going to get a quality cut. But I also feel like there's a lot of people that claim, I'm booked a week in advance. But like there's, the supply and demand, if you're more in demand, then why wouldn't you raise your price by $2 and then see where you're at then, instead of being that barber that's 2 weeks booked in advance. Like, congratulations, your book's all next month. Well, even if I am booked for a week, it's like I'm staying at the shop later because I have buddies messaging me and they're like, hey man, I see that you're booked, I need a haircut. Which I'm not saying everyone should be doing that, don't message me, but some people got that, some people got something to do, some people got weddings and stuff like that, so like I'll sneak people in, so it's like even if my books are fully booked, there's probably ways to figure it out, but not the day before,
things like that.
It's like
a wedding,
and
you're able to make room for someone. That goes a long way in someone's
100%. Yeah, exactly. Like just even having like a full group, like groom's parties and stuff like that. Like,
that must be fun to cut hair in a groom's party.
Super fun. Yeah, like
no one's pissed off.
No, exactly, and everybody's in. Usually, like it's not like it's usually like come in a little bit earlier, get it done so they can get out and go to the wedding and stuff. So it's fun. Yeah, it's a good time. Guys, get rowdy a little bit and try to get you a drink with them, but obviously I'm not going to, I just like,
cut hair drunk.
Yeah.
I'm sure that goes over well.
Well,
Speaking of hair, let's see. Is the leopard still there?
Yeah.
Still got the leopard. That's what I like about you, man. You don't follow the trends. You don't care. You just go ahead and do it.
Trying.
You just go ahead and I need a little bit more of that. Just I don't give a fuck. Oh,
man, I saw a while ago, I forget who put up a video, but it was of you and I didn't even recognize. I was like, man, is that
of me?
Yeah, because you shaved the head. I was
Who put that up?
I don't know, a while ago. So I don't even know, man. I feel like I saw a video, like when you shaved your head, I saw a video and I was like, that wasn't Justin. And then I was like, no, it was, but he buzzed his head.
No,
I'm eventually gonna work towards the friggin' just completely bald.
I love the buzz cut, man.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Clean. You hop out of the shower, just one swoop of the towel, and then you're good to go. Man. You feel fresh.
I think. I was trying to grow my hair long, and then I was sick for a week, and just like
what does that have to do?
Well,
with
no,
that?
just the idea of feeling like shit, and then also not doing my hair and feeling like even more shit. I was like, I can't do this long hair thing.
Here's the thing about the long hair.
Do you know what I mean, though?
Yeah. Here's the thing about the long hair. I've done it, and you see other guys, and you're like, wow, yeah, that looks pretty good. Like some guys can do it, some guys can't do it, and then you do it, and then you realize the maintenance of it. You realize
100%.
the dedication that you have to have, where it looks awkward for a good 8 months.
I know.
It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Some guys, it looks good, like a long set of hair. It looks great.
100%. And
other guys,
I wish I had the commitment to just leaving it alone and let it grow, because I wanted to go below the ears and like.
Oh, that's long.
Couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. So buzzed it down to like a 3. Got the cheetah print, and I don't think I'll grow it back out again, man, for a while at least. Like I'll be rocking the buzz cut. Like, might keep dyeing my hair though.
I don't really think about like I'll think about what kind of haircut I want the moment I get to the barber.
Really?
I'm always surprised.
Oh, okay.
I'll sit down in the chair and he'll go, "What do you want?" And then I'm always surprised by the question. I'm like, fuck, I forget every time. So I'll sit there. Let's be like, I'll look to my left. I'll see that guy at whatever that guy's got going on. Just give me that right there.
Yeah.
I don't really care.
Difficult one. Yeah. No, I'm just.
I like to spice it up. Keep it fresh. I guess.
I don't know. I just like. I'll see something that sparks my interest, and I'm like, all right, let's do it. Like, want to do something different. So.
Maybe I'll start paying more attention to it. Maybe
get leopard print.
Leopard print, yeah. I'm sure that'll go over well with mom and dad there. They'll fucking love to come home for Christmas dinner. Leopard print.
Yeah.
What are you doing for Christmas? Any plans? Are you staying in the city?
Yeah, I think this year, like I got a younger brother and an older sister, and
shout out.
My younger brother might not be home for Christmas, and my sister's spending it with. She's married now, and so she's spending it with her. Her other side of the family now, in Fredericton. And so,
how does the family feel about that?
Oh, it's the first year that like all of us aren't together, so it's gonna. I don't know. We'll see when it happens, but we will get together. Like, it doesn't really matter. Like, if it's on Christmas Day, that doesn't matter to me. It's just like the fact that my family does all get together, because it's awesome when we do. I don't realize how much I miss my brother and sister and my family until, It's funny how you get older, you start to miss little things in life, like family. That's it, yeah. Like,
the best part of life is family.
Stop bugging my sister when, we're hanging out, because I'm like, man, we barely get any time together, Yeah. Stop razzing her. Just like, let her say her dumb comments.
I love Christmas, man. Oh, man. Christmas is I'm in my element. My birthday is December 5th. Okay. So then 20 days later, you got Christmas.
Cool. Yeah.
And just love the weather.
What's that? Do you ever feel like you your birthday gifts were like less because Christmas was coming?
No, I was always, I don't want to sound like a spoiled kid.
No, I know. And I felt like a spoiled kid asking that question.
No, it's fine. No, my gifts were the same every year. It was a hockey stick.
Okay.
Or like a new set of something hockey.
Pair of shoes was what mine was. Like, and every time, like,
when you get older, you struggle with rent, and then it's just give me some rent money.
Fair.
And that's pretty much what it is until you're on your 2 feet.
Yeah, that's it. It's kind of hard now to like, my mom's always like, what do you want for Christmas? What do you want for your birthday? And I'm like, nothing at all. Like, I just want everyone to be together. And then like, I say it in like a cheesy way, but it's the truth.
I was thinking about this the other day, like, it was Saturday. What's today? Monday. So Saturday. Yeah. I was thinking about what would I be doing 19, 20 years old, 7 years ago. And I was just thinking, I'd be at the lineup somewhere, freezing my ass off, getting drinks, doing shots.
That's it.
And then this Saturday night, I'm just like, you know what? I'm at the gym in the sauna, stretching for 30 minutes.
Yeah, man.
And coming home and watching hockey, drinking water. Like,
what do you call it? Last week, I think it was last week or the week before, I said, I was like, oh man, I can't believe that I used to be able to. And then I was like, and I meant like go out and drink on a Thursday night and go back to work on Friday or something like that. And I stopped myself mid-sentence. I was like, fuck. Is this like the sign of slowly, not getting old? I'm not anywhere close to being old, but like being, I don't know.
You're 27, man. You're a kid still, I think.
And that's the thing. I know.
Well, I'm 20. I turned 27 too, and on the 5th.
Yeah.
But in grand scheme of things, man,
100%.
You're a kid.
Yeah, that's it. I know.
But it's just
living
funny
to 109. So
what's that?
I'm living to 109. So
yeah, there you go.
Goals.
Where'd you get that number from?
Well, it's like year 2100.
2100.
I fell asleep year 2000, so I want to make it to 2100.
Is that a song?
No.
That could be. It sounded like a
song. All right. I'll start writing.
Have you ever been to a bathhouse?
No.
Have you ever been to Budapest?
No.
I want to go. I don't know if there is any in Halifax. So, like, have you ever been to like a salt house?
No.
It's like a room just full of salt, and you sit in it, and it's like, apparently it clears your pores, clears your throat.
Crazy.
It's apparently so rejuvenating for the human
Epsom
body.
salt bath.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
Dry sauna style.
One time I was in Budapest.
I'd love to do that. That would sound awesome.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like, I'm about to tell you the story. So we're in Budapest, and this is like, shout out to Jordan Coyle, he was with me, and it's a bathhouse. So essentially it's a bunch of pools, a bunch of hot tubs, a bunch of saunas, a bunch of cold tubs, and there's like a salt room.
Yeah.
So you go there, you pay like €5, And exactly, you just kind of do the roundabout. So you'll go, the sauna is so hot you can only stay in there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So you get in there, but right outside the sauna they have ice balls. So you just make a snowball. So you just take a bunch of snow, you take it in the sauna, you just rub it on your chest, and you stay in there as long as you can. It's like a fight. It's like a boxing match.
Yeah, okay.
Some people say you go in there and you just last as long as you can.
Yeah.
Come out, and right outside the sauna, it's a cold tub. So you jump right into the cold tub and it shocks your system.
Yeah.
And then you're there, you go back out into the hot tub or the cold tub, and then you go in the salt room, and it's by the end of it you just look like a prune. You're just like, all what is it called? Soggy.
Real pruny.
Pruny. You're all pruny.
What do you call him? What's his name? Dennis the Menace.
Dennis the Menace.
I'm not even pruny yet.
Exactly. And then by the time you're done with the whole day, your body is just like drained of any shit that was in it. You just sweated everything out.
Man, I can only imagine, because like just a sauna alone, or like a hot yoga class, man.
Yeah. The saunas at the gym here though are a little small, and they're packed, and they're not the most hygienic, I guess.
Yeah. But
anyways, I was thinking about that.
Yeah, man.
It's funny how when you just get older, your perspective changes on things.
Yeah, and you start like planning stuff like that instead of planning going drinking with your buddies.
Yeah. Well, don't get me wrong, I still have to drink with my buddies.
Oh, and for sure, that's it. Yeah.
So how many days? You're 100 days sober?
Tomorrow, yeah.
Congratulations.
So, thanks. But
100 days
I gotta
sober.
say, I had 2 sips. One was in the Atlantic Fashion Week video to try the drink. And then also I had 2 beer in the fridge that a client gave me a while ago. And I was like, once I'm done, I'm going to have a sip of these beer. And then last Friday, I think it must have been 2 weeks ago. But Joel was like, do we have any beer in the fridge? And I was like, yeah, there's 2 beer. And I was like, damn, those were going to be, my reward beers. But I don't really care, because I plan on going more than 100. I'm going to keep going. I just feel better. Bills are paid. I don't know, doing stuff like this,
as I'm drinking whiskey in front of you, you're making me feel like shit.
No, man. See, no, but
I'm joking.
I know, that's it. I know, but it was becoming, I don't know, it was becoming a problem. Not like a problem, but it definitely I would be hungover my days off and wake up in the morning hungover and feel like, do I have anything to do today? And I'll be like, no, not really. So lately I've been going to bed at a good time, waking up and getting breakfast into me, and just little things like that.
So what do you do to replace that high of drinking?
I don't know. Well, with me, I'm a social person. I do it all day. I talk to people. So I don't feel like I need some people need a little drink to take that edge off. And I feel, but I don't feel like you actually need a drink to take the edge off. I feel like you're enjoying a sip and there's nothing wrong with that. But there's some people that have social anxiety or stuff like that, where they have 1 or 2 beer and then it takes their mind off of being around a bunch of people, So with me, I was getting that when I stopped drinking and was like, I'm not drinking this weekend. I'm not drinking this weekend, but I'm going to go out still, because I was like, I'm not changing my lifestyle. I'm just going to change the amount of alcohol I drink. So I'd go out and drink club sodas instead. Okay. And club soda with a little bit of grapefruit juice. That's my saving grace right now, man. It's like a mock gin soda.
Have you ever had sparkling lime water?
Yeah, I'm love
addicted
all
to this
the
stuff.
Perrier.
Yeah,
I
there's
feel
no
bad
sugar. There's no
I know.
sugar.
I got a soda stream and I'm trying to use that more, but I'm crushing through cans and bottles, and I feel bad. I feel bad because it's I know that we can recycle it, but still, that's fuck.
Sodium's just salt, right?
Yeah,
30 milligrams of salt. That's not a lot.
No, but that's more than most club sodas.
30 mg milligrams.
Huh. Yeah, but
I love these things.
Yeah, man.
Oh.
Peach Perrier.
I've never had peach Perrier.
Buddy, I just had it a week ago.
Is it good?
My favorite one, I think. Oh my god, it's good. Yeah, but just having a drink in my hand instead of being at a bar drinking beer. I drink too quick. That's my problem. If I got a glass of water, it's usually down the hatch, done, right? Just with that. So a beer, I'm usually at a table with a bunch of people and I'm done my beer, looking around, and everyone's just a third of the way in, right? So I felt I needed to, I just, need to slow down. So now when I go out, it takes the thought of not drinking away when I have a drink in my hand. It's kind of like when smokers say that they're trying to quit smoking, and they put just having something in their hand, fiddling around, or just those e-cigarettes and stuff like that. I know they're not much better, but still, it's the same idea. It's but I don't know. For October, I did sober October, and I occasionally smoke weed. You know, and I was smoking weed. Now that we can, well, I don't know.
It's funny how you say that and like you sound guilty, but it's legal. It's
I
like,
know.
it's
well,
fine.
that's the thing. It's like
the same thing as smoking.
The biggest moment about weed being legalized for me was walking on the Argyle Street and seeing the smoker area, like right there. It's like right by Neptune's Theater,
Smoke
and
a
like
joint before the movie.
Yeah, or like just like there was 3 groups of people in a circle smoking a joint, and I was like, wow, like this is the world we're living in now, where you can just like feel open about smoking weed, which is a great thing.
Have you ever? Yeah. Sorry, keep going.
Oh, I was gonna say, and also I had a conversation with my mom about weed and how I feel like, you know, some people smoke weed as their, like, you know, as their vice, and then other people have a beer, and some people have different opinions than that. But like, I think we're coming to that consensus that like it's not much different.
Well, I think alcohol is a lot worse than marijuana,
and I think that too, man. I think it's like, I would like to know the studies on lung capacity for like alcohol, because like I go out on a Saturday, like back in the day, if I go out on a Saturday and get polluted drunk and then wake up on Monday and I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna be a bag of shit today, I'm gonna get up and go for a run, and I go for a run, I'm like winded like 5 minutes into the run. But if I smoke a bunch of weed till I pass out on Saturday night, I'm getting up Monday or even Sunday and I'm going for a jog, and you know, I might feel a little groggy, and my stomach might hurt because I ate fucking a full box of cereal. But like,
I'll give you the best example, man. When I was living in British Columbia, I lived right across from a gym, and obviously British Columbia and weed goes hand in hand.
Yeah, and that's it.
Right next to the gym was a dispensary, and back, I don't really smoke weed anymore, but when I lived there, I did. I'd go buy like an 8-pack of pre-rolled joints. Yeah. And I'd smoke like 4 or 5 puffs of the joint, put the joint back in the pack, and then go have one of the best workouts I've ever had. I'd go on the treadmill for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's it. Just run and just probably burn like 4 pounds on the treadmill, and then go lift weights for 45 minutes, all because I was high. Like I loved being high and lifting weights. I felt like and I could feel my muscles. I could feel the tension of the weights on my muscles so much more.
Yeah, you think about it and think about your breathing and stuff like that more. Or even like smoking and going to like, you know, some kind of fitness class or something like that. Like, have you
ever gone to yoga high?
Yeah, usually, I was talking to usually, but like there's some times where I haven't, and like I don't know. I like both. You know, I don't have to be high to go to yoga class, but like at the same time, sometimes. As long as you can handle the, like, I don't know. Sometimes you get a little paranoid.
Well, that was my
certain
problem
types of weed, right?
That's why I stopped.
Yeah, but like I find that indicas, like not all indicas obviously, but like that's the one I stick with, because sativas make me think too much and I overthink things.
So indicas are what you do?
Indica is what I stick to.
Do you get paranoid?
I don't get paranoid usually if I'm smoking, you know, but like lately I haven't even been smoking as much as I used to, and so I'll have a couple puffs, and even if the joint's still going around, you know, I'll be like, no, I'm good. And that's the main thing about this whole taking time off of alcohol, is to get myself into a position where I'm happy financially, like with my bills paid and kind of sitting pretty, I guess. And that's a huge thing too. But you know, with the weed, it's just like, you know, it's awareness. It's like how I'm feeling and how this has made me feel. Because you like, just for an example, you go out for drinks with your buddy and you have 2 beer at a craft beer bar, and then you're like, whoa, on a Tuesday or something like that, and you're like, whoa, I'm drunk. You know, you don't expect it. But then on a Saturday, you're all amped up all day to go drinking, and you and your buddies get 2 pitchers and you still don't feel drunk. You know what I mean? It's like, it's all about the awareness and to the situation, I guess, and how. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. And with that awareness, I know people make fun of it, but mixing a water, I've taken that to heart. Yeah, and I've become a master at it at the bars.
And that's when I do start drinking, I'm going to start having a couple beer, and then I'll probably get back into club soda, you know, just have a club soda every 2 beer or something like that. Or like even just like a point in the night when I'm like, oh, I might try to wind it down now instead of. But it's like the after parties. That's like, I don't know. I felt like for a while it was like I was getting pulled into a lifestyle that like I don't need to be a part of, or like, and because I kind of blame the way I look or made myself look with all the tattoos and stuff like that. People think that I'm like some kind of rock star, like stay up all night partying. And it's like, I can't do that with my job. I can't be 40% Jeremy on a Tuesday because I was drinking like crazy on Saturday night and still hungover. You know, I need to be 100% me all the time, because that's when people are, you know, happiest with whatever my service, right? Yeah. So instead of just being like 110% me on Saturday night, I want to be, you know, at least 85% every day, you know.
telling you, man, at the age that we're becoming, there's no better feeling than waking up Saturday morning or Sunday morning at 8 a.m. and just feeling great.
Yeah, or like getting up and doing something, or even the nights where you're like, oh man, I'm tired, and then you're like, holy shit, it's Saturday night.
Yeah,
I'm just laying on the couch watching a movie.
Me and Safaris were having this conversation the other day. We're saying, like, if you do want to drink on the weekend, drink on Friday. So Saturday, you'll be hungover, but then Saturday you'll be able to sleep and feel great on Sunday.
See, Saturday is my Friday because I get Sunday, Monday off.
Okay.
And I honestly, I love having Sunday, Monday off because there's something extra relaxing about laying in bed on a Monday,
knowing everybody else
and
is
knowing
at work.
the world's back to
work.
Yeah,
I agree.
And like, it gets rid of the Sunday scaries.
Yeah.
Because if you have Monday off, you don't get the Sunday scaries. You don't, like, Isn't
that fucking funny how that's a thing?
It's a thing, man. Yeah, it's a thing.
It's only Monday.
But you don't
Tuesday
get it.
Scaries. Nope.
No,
Monday.
I don't even get it on a Monday. Like, even if I did, do something stupid on Saturday, it's like I don't get it on Mondays. I just, like, I'm more relaxed. Like, if you're stressed out, take Sunday, Mondays off. That's Jeremy's.
It's a good method, man. If it makes you happy,
yeah, man, I love it.
What I do for my Sunday scaries, I joined a hockey league, and we'll play at like 10 o'clock at night on Sunday.
Like, work out, man.
Yeah, so you don't even think about it. So you go back home Monday, you just pass out.
Yeah, man. And
I wanted to talk to you about we were smoking weed. Have you ever tried like edibles? I want to try to get into edibles before working out because I don't like smoking. I told you with the paranoid, but I'd like to try maybe an edible before working out.
For me, it makes me feel heavy, my whole body heavy.
Does it?
Yeah. So if I eat too much, then, and it also, like, I saw a meme today, and it was like, one taught me to be patient, one taught me, I forget what it is, but essentially it was saying you got to be patient when you eat an edible. Because if you eat a cookie and you're like, oh, I'm not feeling anything for 45 minutes, it could hit you like an hour and a half, So really? It could be just like, damn, I'm high. And like, I don't know, personally I like to just smoke. But like smoke small amounts, or like smoke a joint with a couple buddies and chill out. I just like, or if I'm going to do something, maybe have a couple puffs and go do it. But like, I don't know. I'm not huge on edibles now, and some people disagree with me, and I understand the whole no smoking thing, but yeah, I don't know about edibles before working out.
Okay.
Because like I used to, well, today's the first day that I went to the gym in a really long time.
Oh,
I'm
yeah?
gonna try to get back on that train a little bit.
Man, the more you go to the gym, the easier it gets.
And that's
so much fun.
And like, I feel like once you get a routine going, you're good to go, right? But like, so today was the first day, but like when I used to go work out, I would be like, I'd smoke a joint and then take a little pre-workout, because I found that being around a lot of people after smoking a joint, I'd be kind of aware of it. But with the pre-workout, like just a tiny little bit, that it would get rid of that anxiousness of people being around me, because all I wanted to do was work out. Yeah. And so like, I don't know, like, I love doing that. That was a great feeling. It was good.
Oh man, it's a great feeling.
But I don't know about edibles. There was one time where I ate I don't know, I think like a brownie or something like that, and I was laying on the couch, and this was when I had a roommate.
Jeff?
No, Dale.
Okay. Shout out to Dale.
Yeah, shout out Dale Mitchell. So he came home and he's like, hey, me and my buddy are going rock climbing. Do you want to come? And I was like, well, I don't feel it yet, but I'm probably going to. I'm going to have to turn it down. And then he was like, oh, okay. And then I was like, fuck, I did want to go, right? Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm going to go. And I went, and oh my fuck, man. Don't recommend rock climbing after you eat edibles. I felt like a rock. Like there's no way I'm getting up. These guys are like freaking monkeys climbing the wall, and like they're doing like crazy ones, like where it's like on the decline away from the wall or whatever. Yeah. And so they're just going to the top, and then I'm on these like, it's supposed to be easier ones, and I'm like 3 steps, like just like 2 legs on the thing, 2 hands on the thing, trying to make it to the next one, and I couldn't do it. And like, I know it was definitely the edible that was holding me back.
All right, so no edibles and working out.
I know that's, yeah, you might get someone else on this podcast that's like, you know what, screw what Jeremy said. I ate an edible before, and that scrawny asshole is telling you not to do that.
That's funny.
He's just jacked,
But no, like to back to Vancouver, man, I still haven't had a better workout since back in Vancouver, all because I was high. Yeah. And I just don't want to get high anymore because I just get, it's not that I get paranoid. I find myself not being productive as I want to be. I'm not one of those productive high people. I'll have a great workout.
Yeah, and
if you want to call that being productive, but work wise, like I couldn't do this podcast high.
No,
I couldn't sit here and have a conversation.
Yeah, that's it. Like all day today, I was like, no, I'm not going to smoke at all. You know, like make sure that I'm, you know, good to go. Cause I didn't want to be like kind of like drowned out. Like,
well, it's fair.
Which burnt out
but
or
that's
whatever.
What
especially if you do a bunch of stuff, like go get chores done and like, you know, go to the gym and stuff like that. By the end of the day, you're spent, right?
Yeah.
So it hits you even harder when you're smoking. But, you know, who's to say I might not meet up with a couple buddies later and hang out, smoke.
It's gonna be interesting to see how, you know, the general population as a whole becomes due to the fact that marijuana is legal. It's going to be an interesting time.
Yeah, I know. And like more people trying it, I guess.
Yeah, more people experimenting.
Yeah,
I know a lot of people that have wanted to try it but just didn't know where to get it, like our parents' age. Man.
And like, I don't know. I think a lot of people have their own opinions of it, but I don't know. I think legalization was the way they did it was all right. I think the smoking areas are kind of ridiculous, and I don't know how you're going to hold that accountable in different areas outside of the city, you know, if that's even a thing.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
could you imagine impleting that back in the 60s or 70s? Oh no, you can't. There'd be a civil war.
Yeah, like, exactly. But you ever watch the movie The Union?
No.
Okay, The Union. I watched that a while ago. It's a biography about weed and like how it should be legalized or whatever and all this stuff. And they kind of go into the whole idea of the gateway drug type thing, and that it made a lot of sense to me that the way I kind of saw it was a gateway drug when it was sold by someone on the corner, because that guy's just trying to make money, right? So if you go there to get some weed and he has something else, maybe mushrooms, whatever, he's going to say, hey, I also got these. And then let's say you go to the liquor store now and you're asking for weed, they're not going to go, hey, I got a couple of hits of acid. Do you want to do that too? Or do you want to buy that? And it's like, no. So that was the gateway right there. It's just the people that were selling it could, you know, it was, I don't know. So I kind of like the idea of it, but I don't know about the whole liquor store getting it. And then, I don't know. It's like keeping those, like,
it's an interesting
dispensaries going too. It's like all cash.
Is it all cash? You can't be dead.
No, you can at the liquor store now, but it was all cash at the dispensaries.
Really?
And I'm wondering, you know.
Yeah. It's going to be...
I'm wondering what was going on with all the cash.
I'm curious to see what they do with all the money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like who's going to get this money? Where's the money going to go?
It seemed to be a good thing down in the States to those... Colorado, like...
It's a beautiful thing. It's a great plant.
All the extra money, like why wouldn't it be taxed, you know? And like the prices that they set, everyone was like, oh, the prices are going to go up. And it's like, they didn't. They're $7 to $15, you know? Same as everywhere else. I don't know.
I hope they fix the roads. I feel like one of these people, but the roads here are garbage. It would be awesome to see if they could put... Do you have a car?
I don't have a car.
Neither do I.
I got a scooter next summer though.
Oh yeah?
85 Honda Elite 250. Yeah.
Love it. Nice scooter.
Yeah, that's it. My parents were gonna get rid of it, and they're like, hey, before we sell this, you know, we'll give you a good deal on it if you want it. And before, I was being too cool of a guy to be like whipping around on a scooter, and then now when they asked me, I was like, hell yeah, I'd whip around a scooter for sure.
Do you want to hear a fact about a car?
What's that?
95% of the time, a car is parked. So you only use that car 5% of the time you own it.
Fun facts.
I was working the other day at an event at the convention center, and I was listening to the guest speaker, and he was talking about car investments and things like that. And he's saying that buying a car is a thing of the past. It's all going to be Uber. It's all going to be rental cars. It's all no one's ever really going to own a car because it's such a waste of money to put gas into it. Insurance.
Halifax needs Uber.
Halifax needs something.
Oh man, the cabs.
Something.
I had a great cab today. There we go. Started with a 5-star review. Guy was awesome. He talked the whole time, and like it wasn't like he was trying to keep conversation going. He was actually a genuine dude. Like, I forget what his name was. I wish I could shout him out. He was dope. He was probably the best cab driver I ever had. And
was he?
Yeah, man, today. And then...
You get some good cabs here. There's some shitty ones.
There's some real shitty ones.
Shitty ones.
Yeah, let's unload some one-stars.
Real shitty ones.
Yeah, no, but there was a good one today. And actually 2 good ones today. I took 2 cabs, which sucks.
Rolling in the dough, eh?
No,
you're not drinking anymore, but you're cabbing everywhere.
No, man, I'm paying bills, but, you know, yeah. I don't have a car, you know. Most of the time I can just whip around on 2 feet in a heartbeat or grab a skateboard or my bike. But like sometimes, you know, you're in a crunch for time. You got to grab a cab. And like I won't cab any other day this week. So, you know. All right. But I'll probably have to cab home from here. So.
I could drive you, but I've been drinking, man. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, that's what it is. That's the only reason why I had a couple. You saw me coming in a cab. You're like, fuck.
No.
Nah, I'm just playing, man.
I've been waiting to have this drink. I didn't drink all weekend.
Nice,
I was waiting for this podcast to have a drink.
Yeah, man.
I was waiting.
Man, I can't wait for, like, honestly, and some people are like, oh, that's not a good thing if you're like taking time away. It's like, I'm not gonna go into a bender when I have a drink, but I want an old fashioned. I want to go to a fancy place, get dressed up, you know,
nothing wrong,
feel
with
good about
vice.
myself, go out with some friends, get myself an old fashioned, go home by, you know, 10:30 and
it's a balance,
take a melatonin and go to sleep.
Life is a balance. Like, you know, just don't
Life
drink some days.
Yeah,
drink
that's it.
Days.
I know. I feel like I'm balancing out my summer right now. That's why I'm taking the time away, and then it's a different mind state too, man. Like that's the thing is like I feel pretty confident in where I'm going to be in the future because the mind state that I'm in right now. It's like you kind of have to put yourself in those weird situations and do dumb things just to like understand, you know, what you really want, or like, you know. And like lately I've been like, I don't know, for a while I like to keep, if I had projects in the works, like this whole whatever, like I wanted to keep it to myself because I'm that type of guy that's like, I don't want to talk about it until it's done, you know? But lately it's kind of like one of those, put it out there. Like obviously there's some things that I wouldn't tell, like, you know, someday I want a dog. I wouldn't tell you what my dog's name is going to be, but I know it.
What? Why wouldn't you tell anyone?
Because once if I put it out there, and then even if you don't steal that name, I'm not saying you would, but like somehow it's out there that someday you're walking down the street and you see a dog and you're like, damn, that's the exact dog I want. Oh, you got a cute dog. And they say the name and you're like,
Rupert.
Yeah.
Is it Rupert?
It's not Rupert. All right. No, we're not getting into this.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's it.
That's what I want to name my dog, Rupert. I don't care. I'll
like
put it
same with like, you know, someday I want to own my own barbershop. And like I think that was one of the big things about starting at Oddfellows is like sitting down and being able to talk to Joel about, hey, someday I want my own shop. And he's like, of course you do. You're a barber. Everybody wants their own shop. Yeah. Because like, you know, some days, you know, there's a song on that I might not love, but I put up with it for one song or two songs or an album because you have to accommodate for everybody else in the room, right? But then when you have your own shop, you set the guideline for everything, right? And like, I don't know, I've always wanted to do that, but I have a lot of traveling beforehand because up until I got into barbering, I never took an airplane, so I didn't travel much, man. Wow. My first flight was to Toronto, and it was 3 years ago.
No way.
Yeah, and now I'm just trying to like.
How did you like your flight? Were you scared at all?
I was on it with my old boss Mark, and I looked at him and I was like, so how fast does this go? And I swear, as I said that, it hit like the acceleration, and he goes faster than my Jeep. And it just went right in the air, and I was just like, holy shit.
That's the best part of the flight.
Yeah, I like to take off. A lot of people don't like to take off. I like to take off. It reminds me of like a exhibition ride or something like that. But I hate the landing. I hate the landing.
Really?
Yeah, the landing reminds me of you driving with your friends in the wintertime when you're younger, and you know you hit a patch of ice in the wintertime, and they slam on the brakes.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like no, put it in neutral and ride it out, you know. Yeah. But so like every time I'm landing, I want to yell out to the pilot, you know, ride it out, don't hit the brakes as hard, you know, because like I'm worried that we're like, it feels the same way as a car hitting a patch of ice. That's what reminds me of every time.
That's interesting.
But I don't mind flights. I don't mind them. But
no, I love a flight. I know you're not drinking right now, but having a beer on a flight, there's something about it.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like a boss.
Oh man, that first. Oh no, I guess it was the second flight. Yeah, it was
had a beer.
Corey, Mark, and I. Oh man, we. Had 4 each from here to Toronto, and the guy was stoked to bring us beer. He was like
tipping him well.
Oh man, I don't even know if we were like. I think it was on Mark's credit card, so he was just like, boys, drink what you want. So maybe Mark tipped him well. He probably did. He's a good dude. Yeah, he was like, we crushed a case of beer between the three of us from here to Toronto. Loved it.
So when you landed, then what did you do?
Continued to drink. I think we were just going up there for fun. We were going for
Toronto's
fun,
a fun
and
city.
Yeah, that's it. Fun, and there was like one day of events that we had to like, but it wasn't like we were cutting or anything like that. It was just kind of like we were there to help out people that were cutting.
Okay.
So yeah, but it was fun.
All right, well, coming up on an hour 10 here.
Boom.
What are you doing the rest of the night?
Going to get groceries. Gonna go home, chill out, back to work tomorrow.
What are you making for dinner?
Maybe like some kind of pasta.
Yeah, so I'm having
pasta.
Alfredo.
Maybe like ground pork. You know, and get some of that. I might prep some meals for the week. I'm gonna try to start doing that.
Smart man.
Try.
You got Tupperware?
Yeah, I got. But like instead of like prepping a couple, because that doesn't work out for me, it ends up just like sitting in my fridge and I forget it's there. So I'm just doing one Tupperware and like making extras. So I'll have like a big thing of extras and then I'll slowly put in the one Tupperware and like, I don't know, not prepping for a couple days because that doesn't work with me.
Yeah, same here.
But other than that, not much, man. Chilling out.
You want to plug away? Say hi to friends, family, businesses. What you got going on?
What? Just like myself?
Yeah, well, just anything. Like if you want to just promote something, go ahead.
I don't know, man. So I guess just you can find me Oddfellows Barbershop Tuesday to Saturday. I guess the project with Matt Burden and I, HFX Drifter, will be coming out probably the new year. January 1st will be the first episode. We want to get a couple banked up before then. Other than that, get at me. I'll be chilling. I'm trying to figure out other stuff. People with podcasts, get at me. I want to talk on more. I want to do more things.
We'll get you back here. We'll get you talking.
I'll do another one of those street interviews or something, man.
Yeah,
I love doing that. That was fun.
November.
Okay.
We'll get one going.
Boom. Okay. Well, I got a beard now, but you can still kind of see the mustache.
We'll talk to other guys with mustaches.
Yeah, that's it.
Figure it out.
All right, cool. Well, yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, unbutton that top button. High button.
The high button, baby.
Yeah.
All right, everyone listening, thank you very much for tuning in. I do appreciate it. You know that. Go to all of our social media outlets. Like, subscribe, comment. Jeremy, once again, thank you for coming on.
No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
All right, and we are out.
Cheers.